And when you talk to me about potential agents, Rob Pelinka had a real learning curve when he got to the Lakers. The idea that this franchise, which frankly is a mess in so many ways right now, with the way the books are, the players are, who's on the roster, what kind of contracts they have to deal with. Why would James Dolan want to put that in the hands of someone who has potentially never done this job before in any way?
I think the one element that it's come back to me a little bit on is recruiting, but that's not the model. Like, what recruits players to any free agent destination is having an infrastructure, having an organization that is appealing to people. Look at what Sean Marks and Kenny Atkinson did in Brooklyn. Look what Doc Rivers, Lawrence Frank, Steve Ballmer did with the Clippers. Those weren't free agent destinations until the organizations were run better. And even the Lakers, before Magic came back and Rob Pelinka came in, they had struck out on a lot of significant free agents. They weren't just getting players or top free agents because of geography, but it has been shown if you run your organization well in a big market, you're going to be appealing to all-star level players. And there's still a frustration in this league in the smaller markets, no matter how well they run their organization. In the end, they're still feeders to LA, New York. Pat Riley has been able to do that in Miami over a long period of time. So it's not as simple as just having a recruiter. This isn't college basketball, and recruiting doesn't work that way in the NBA. You better have
I'm going to put that on a poster, Woj.
Yeah, players are smart, agents are smart. They know what they're sending their players into.
Absolutely. I am very grateful to you for coming on television and trying to explain the unexplainable to us. We will be checking with you back through the afternoon across ESPN. And for more trade deadline talk, you can catch Woj and Zach Lowe on the Woj and Lowe trade deadline special. That is tomorrow, 5 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2. Those are always great shows. So, Scottie, you just heard from the man himself. Where do the Knicks go from here, given all these tentacles they seem to have out in directions that might not make sense to the rest of us?
Well, it doesn't make sense for us, but I think they're going to continue to struggle for the next year and a half or so. I mean, even if they find someone to put them in that position, I don't think they're going to be able to make a dramatic change real quickly. There's a lot of teams that are so far down the road right now that the Knicks are going to be playing catch-up for the next 3 years. They lost a value asset when they gave up on Porzingis. So when you put yourself behind the 8 ball like that, you need superstars in this league to be successful. And it may be a while before they can find a superstar. They talk about the Mecca of basketball. Well, not a lot of free agents are running to play in the Mecca basketball city. And if they are, they're playing for the Brooklyn Nets.
And that's exactly the model that the Knicks should be looking at. The Brooklyn Nets didn't have picks. They didn't have anything. They hired a young coach and a patient GM who came up through the Spurs system. They built the most incredible facility I've ever seen in my life. Mm-hmm. And you can have a beautiful view of the Statue of Liberty, better view than from Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
And so everything that Jim Dolan said turned out to be true for the Brooklyn Nets, not his own franchise.
None of this makes sense, except when you say, but it's coming from Jim Dolan.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports analysis and highlights, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.